Hey, it's Audrey, and in this video I'm going to be recording activity 7-5, changing an RODC to a standard DC. And this activity can be found on page 276 in the MCSA Guide to Administering Microsoft Windows Server 2012 R2. So the objective is to change my server 2, which is configured as a read-only domain controller, to a standard writable domain controller. And to do this activity, I'm going to need my server 1 and server 2. I'm logged into both as an administrator. And what I want to do is I want to transfer some FSMO roles to server 1 from server 1 to server 2, but first I need to change server 2 from a read-only domain controller to a standard domain controller. And I'm going to be doing that using PowerShell. So since my server 1 is my main domain controller, I want it to be powered on because it's my domain controller. Anyway, so here I am on server 2, and I'm going to be opening up PowerShell. And first I want to uninstall DNS because it's also read-only. So to remove my DNS, I need to type remove Windows feature DNS restart. And that's gonna go ahead and uninstall that feature and then sorry, I can't seem to talk tonight, and restart my server. So we're just gonna hang out while it does that. Okay, now that my server has restarted, now I need to go on to my next PowerShell command that I need to do, and that is going to be uninstall the domain controller function. Now, this command doesn't remove the role completely, it just demotes my server 2 from a read-only domain controller back to just being a regular member server of the domain. Uninstall ADDS domain controller. Hit enter. Now it's asking for the local administrator password, so I'm going to put that in there. Now this is going to go through and uninstall that role. Now you can see that that is being successfully uninstalled because it's now wanting to automatically restart my server. Sorry, I lost track of that. Okay, now that my server has restarted, I'm going to log back on. And so when I installed Active Directory and DNS, the DNS server address and the IP address configuration was set to 127.0.0.1 because this server was a DNS server at one point. So I need to set it back to the address of the 411 server 1 and remove the alternate address. So I'm going to go into my protocol settings and see that was the address that I just said. So I'm going to come in here, change that back to 10.11.1.2. I'm going to go ahead and press OK. OK. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my server 2 from the domain. So to do that, I'm going to right click my start button, go to system, change settings, change, and see how I'm part of the 411.1.local domain. I'm going to go and work group. And it's just telling me if once I leave the domain, I better know the local admin password, or else I won't be able to log back on. Now once I've removed my server 2 from the domain, I'm going to restart again, and I'm going to hop on over here to my server 1, and what I should be seeing is that the server 2 is no longer in my Active Directory domain controllers. And see? I'll even refresh this. Domain controllers and server 2, not there anymore. So what I did just worked. Now I think we just have to wait for my server 2 to restart. Okay, so now that my server 2 is restarted, now I'm going to install the ADDS domain controller onto this server. So the whole point of this video was this activity is to demote my server 2 from a read-only domain controller to a regular standard domain controller. So, and I'm going to do that in PowerShell. And I need to install the role. So install ADDS domain controller. Can specify the domain name. So I must have typed something wrong. Oh, I see. I see where I went wrong. It's supposed to be a... Here we go. So now it's going to ask me for my domain admin credentials. And now it's going to ask me for safe mode, password, and to confirm. And this will say, do you want the target server will be configured as a domain controller and restarted when this operation is complete? I want to say yes. I'm going to say yes to all. And now this is just determining replication source. See a couple of warnings. We're just waiting for the DNS install to finish. And hopefully if all goes well, oh, nope, something went wrong. It says the attempt to join this computer to the 411.1 local failed. Attempt resolving the DNS name of the domain controller on the domain being joined was failed. Please verify the client is configured to reach a DNS server that can resolve DNS names in the target domain for information about this network. Okay, so this is a failed attempt at this video, but I will continue to troubleshoot this. But this brings me to the end of my activity, and this is it for me. I'll see you guys later.